Okay, I think we're ready to begin. So good afternoon and welcome to the Prospect Partnership Opportunities webinar.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Andrew Arden. I think a lot of you met me at the XeroCon Brisbane event or in New Zealand afterwards. Today we're going to just go through a few points to do with the partner opportunities at ProspectSoft. So first of all, I'm just going to cover the product market fit. Then we're going to talk about success outcomes. Then we'll go through the partnership structure, and then the specific details of how that works and how you can make sure your customers are registered with you. A little touch on our playbooks and how we use those. And then Louise is going to talk to you about a promotion at the end. So first of all, fairly important subject for us, product market fit. First thing I'd just like to clarify in terms of the product is that these partnerships are for CRM only at the moment. Our full platform does include e-commerce and B2B portals, and many of you have seen some of that on our website. But as things stand at the moment, those products are not currently being offered outside the UK. These are newer solutions for us and not ready to roll out internationally as of yet. So when we're talking about the CRM and product market fit, the market that we're clearly targeting, and the reason why many of you are on today, is that at the moment we're targeting Xero and Unleashed inventory management customers. I think, as most of you know, Xero and Unleashed integrations are fully available today, and to avoid any conclusion, I should clarify that with Unleashed, it really doesn't matter what accounting system you're using with Unleashed. You can be using Unleashed with or without Xero, and our integration will still work completely. And at the moment, we are in the process of rolling out minimum viable product betas for QuickBooks, TradeGecko, and Dear Inventory. And if you've got customers with any of those products, you should just talk to us directly, and I think we just need to be clear with the customer where we're at, and then we can move forward with opportunities for those three. And then Sin 7 will be coming soon. We're actively working on the Sin 7 integration at the moment. But it's not just those inventory management systems that we're targeting. For our product to be successful, the companies that we're targeting also need to have an element of B2B sales. So they have to have a B2B sales team, or at least a number of people who fulfill the role of dealing with B2B customers. And they also need to be selling physical products, so not B2B services, but actual physical products. And then that puts our solution sort of squarely in the middle. So that is our niche. That crossover of those three criteria is the target customer for Prospect CRM. And we tend to refer to that as our golden target of yes, yes, yes customers. So yes in each three of those criteria. And that's a pretty focused market. And that's important to us because CRM, as everybody knows, is a pretty crowded market. You only need to go onto the Xero marketplace to see quite how many different CRM systems there are. And it's important for us in that crowded market to ensure that we, not just we Prospect, but we and our partners, you guys on this webinar, that we are able to deliver real value and success outcomes to our customers. And being in a focused market allows us to have focused expertise and really understand the things that are important to running a wholesale and distribution business in B2B, and then to develop the features around that expertise to solve the real day-to-day and growth challenges of those businesses. It also is pretty key to the sales process as well. So when we set up an integrated free trial, the amount of data that we can capture from those inventory management systems and to populate the CRM and make it work and demonstrate real value to the customers from the start really negates the competition and increases our ability to make sales effectively. And all of that integration, the amount of data we're getting means that we have been proactively recommended by Unleashed in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, US, across the globe. It means that TradeGecko and Deer Inventory and others are keen to work with us and help us with that integration development. And it's led to Sin7 actually updating their API specifically so that we can deliver this level of integration. And that's going on at the moment. And, nowadays in any market, 5-star public reviews are pretty essential. Prospects increasingly seek out reviews before buying, whether that be a B2C product or a B2B. And we're pretty proud of the fact that on G2, we've got a 4.7 average. On Capterra, we've actually got a 5-star average. Google Business, we've got a 4.9 average, and in the Zero marketplace, we've got a 5-star average. So that's those ratings are pretty compelling. And the reason why ours are so high compared to some of the others is because we meet the very specific challenges of the customer we target, and we only target customers who are going to benefit from those challenges from that software. So in terms of those benefits and success outcomes, I think fairly obviously this needs to be a three-way success. So, for our customers, any partnership that we form with you guys, for the customers, really the benefit is local in-time zone expertise and advice, and that will give them the success outcome that they're looking for, which, from deploying a CRM is sales revenue growth. For you, we know from talking to many of you at XeroCon that you're keen to grow your recurring revenue with a share of the recurring revenue, and also obviously your main revenue stream of consultancy and services revenue. And for us, ultimately it's about growing our customer base and getting increased awareness and more free trials coming through. But given that it's now 5 o'clock in the morning UK time, we'll all be very happy to reduce the amount of late nights and early mornings that we spend doing customer onboarding in Australia and New Zealand as well. So in terms of the partnership opportunities that we offer and the structure of those, there's really 3 different types of partnership opportunities that we offer. One of those is an app partnership, which is obviously the partnership that we have with Unleashed and TradeGecko and Sin7. Then there's the business advisor opportunity and the implementation partner. So if we look at those last 2 as being the ones that are relevant to this webinar today, first of all, a business advisor, fairly obvious what that is, but it's somebody who's providing trusted advice to customers and helps those customers to assess the different software that's available and then refers the appropriate customers to us, generates free trials as a result, and gets to benefit from a recurring revenue share if they're doing that on a regular basis. And really to kind of kick that off and help everybody get behind this partnership, we've got a special promotion which Louise, as I say, will be talking about at the end of the webinar. For those who want to become implementation partners, first of all, you can do both. So you can benefit from being a business advisor with the customers that you've got and the customers you talk to, as well as the benefits of being a full implementation partner. So that would then be in delivering onboarding services directly to the customer, providing ongoing consultancy services, and also, if you choose to and if the customer wants it, providing premium support on an ongoing basis as well. And obviously, we support those implementation partners with access to our full set of resources, but also coaching and assistance from our team to get up to speed and know what needs to be delivered. So if we drill into the details of that a little bit more, the specific benefits and the mechanics of how to make this work. So for business advisors, as I say, there's no real training or education required other than a general understanding of the market that we sell into, that yes, yes, yes criteria, and just being able to talk enough about our product to make customers at least curious enough to find out more. And if you can do that and get customers to take free trials, then we'll help to get those customers signed up on a subscription, and then you will be able to earn margin on those subscriptions paid directly to you by us every month in a repeat payment. And obviously those payments then grow with the number of customers referred, but also the percentage that you make also grows. So the structure to that, you can find the detail on prospectsoft.com/partner. But the structure is pretty similar to the Xero partnership structure. So once you get to 5 signed up, subscribed customers, then you start to earn a margin of 15% on those subscriptions. Once you get that up to 50, you'll get a 20% margin. And once you get to 100, obviously, we'll have a much closer partnership, and then we'll be able to talk about increasing the value for both of us by driving up that partnership even further. On the implementation partner side, again, just to stress, you get all the business advisor benefits, and then we will then help you to get up to speed on all of the services revenue and the consultancy. And we do that with a mixture of obviously giving you access to all the documentation. We'll run some specific coaching sessions with you to show you the program and the playbooks and things like that. But we have found that there's no real substitute for kind of experience and learning together. So the first few that we do together, we'll actively do them together. We'll help you and work with you. And we do that on a 50-50 revenue share. So we'll share the revenue of the onboarding pack, literally 50-50, work together to get that customer up and running. And then when everybody's comfortable, you'll then get 100% revenue. After that, obviously, you'll get 100% of any additional consultancy you supply with expertise around business intelligence tools or anything like that. And you'll also get 100% of any premium support contract that you offer the customers. So what does that really look like in money? Well, a bronze partner could be easily earning 400 Australian or New Zealand dollars a month, and that's based on the kind of smaller end of 5 recurring customers. At the silver level, that would become $2,500 a month. And at gold, you could be earning $15,000 and upwards every month. And then on top of that, obviously, the onboarding packs that we recommend vary. Obviously, customer by customer, you're able to agree a specific onboarding solution if they need some specific things. But the standard onboarding packs range from just over 2,000 Australian and New Zealand dollars up to about 7,000. So that's per customer. And then obviously there's a kind of unlimited amount of further consulting that you might do, helping the customer with reporting, Power BI dashboards, etc. And it's certainly conceivable for a gold partner to be making $500,000 to $1 million a year in Prospect solutions. Premium support varies quite a bit depending on what kind of support the customer wants. But we, in the UK, we're typically charging the equivalent of $200 to $400 every month. That's in Australian, New Zealand dollars for telephone and premium support contracts. So in terms of how all of that works and how you get the customers registered and things, so in the sign-up process, for us, given the USP and the target market we're after, it is absolutely essential that these customers get to experience an integrated free trial. The integration is our USP, and our software really only stands up and shows its full potential when it is integrated. And we're building our entire brand and reputation on that integration and the success outcomes it delivers. So, for us and anybody in a partnership with us, it's really important that we all understand that it's just never okay to give a generic demo to a customer. We do need to get them signed up and get their unleashed data or their zero data integrated into their demo so that they can see the benefits of our solution. And as I say, we'll talk about an incentive promotion later to kind of drive a little bit of boost to that in the early stages of our partnership. So it's important that we get the customer's data into the system, but it's also important then that we're doing that appropriately. So we have, particularly being in Europe, which we're still in as of today, but these rules will follow on even after Brexit. We've got very strict GDPR requirements, but as a company, we are also ISO 27001 accredited, which is the international standard for data and privacy. And so we have some very strict privacy and data ownership rules. And so that means that as a partner, you can't sign up a demo and then integrate the customer's inventory data into that. The customer actually does have to sign up with their own business email, and that means that the customer then owns their data and has overall control of who can access it, and indeed when, if necessary, to delete that data as well. So, those are some fairly important things to remember as we move through these mechanics. Obviously, for you, while it's important that, and I'm sure you understand the requirement for the customer to own their own data and have control of it, obviously, we know that it's important for you to get recognition for having introduced a customer and to get the appropriate partner attribution so that you can then get that revenue share, etc. So there's a number of ways that you can make sure that happens. First of all, after this webinar, Louise and the team will be sending out to everybody in sort of 24, 48 hours that follow your own partner referral code, which you can give to customers for when they sign up. And you'll see that on the second page of the sign-up form, so on the first page, they put in the very basic details. On the second page, they're asked for a password, and there is a box there you can see where they can enter the free trial code. And if they put your free trial code in there, then we'll instantly recognize that that customer has been signed up by you. The other thing that you're more than welcome to do is to pre-register those customers. So if you tell us that you're telling this customer to come and look at our product, then we'll look out for, our sales team will look out for that free trial signing up and make sure that you're attributed to that, even if the customer forgets to use your referral code. We also have run quite a lot of successful assisted ABM strategies. So if you have got a list of target customers, big or small, people that you know use Unleashed, use Zero, TradeGecko, Sin7, Deal Inventory, and do physical products and do B2B sales, then we can help you to target that list and drive them to a sign up. And if we know who those are in advance, then whatever drives them to a sign up, even if they just simply wake up one day and Google for CRM inventory management or click through from, say, the Unleashed marketplace or the Zero marketplace, because we know that they're customers that you're already targeting, we'll immediately attribute them to you. The fourth way this can happen is if the customer invites you, the partner, to their instance at the time of sign up. So hopefully they'll put your referral code in the beginning, but even if they don't, and then at the point of signing up, they then go and add you as a user, invite you to their instance, they will know that that's one of your customers. Getting them to invite you to their instance is also the way that they can give you full access to their system so that you can help them with onboarding, consultancy, and premium support as well. So the way that happens is if they go to add a new user and they put in an email address of somebody who's already got a user set up on our platform, then instead of creating a new user and then duplicating that user within their instance, it will simply invite that existing user to their instance. So here I've gone into a free trial that I set up and then invited myself to it, and you can see it says that the email already belongs to an existing prospect user, and then clicking invite would invite me to have access to that instance rather than duplicating my login. And then once that's happened, when I go to log in as myself, as Andrew Ardron, then because I've now got access to more than one instance, I then get a drop-down box on the login form where I can then select the profile that I want to access. So that's how you get connected up to your customer's instance. Just very briefly then, obviously once that's set up, we can work together to ensure the customer understands the benefits of the solution and subscribes, and we've got a full sales playbook for doing that. When the customer subscribes, it is definitely possible for customers to set up the solution all by themselves. We've had a number of customers do that, but it is a relatively complex product, a bit like I'm sure you guys are familiar, with the same concept with Unleashed and Deer and Sin7. It is just better if the customer's getting expert advice and help with some of the multitude of different options that are available and different settings and different configurations. So we do strongly recommend onboarding packs during the free trial process. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're keen to be an onboarding partner, then we'll do the first 2 to 4 onboarding packs with you jointly, so that everybody is comfortable and you are confident that you know what you're doing with these onboarding processes, and we also are confident that we've given that knowledge transfer to you. And then obviously after that, then you can just go on and do those and come back to us for support whenever you need it. And as part of that kind of knowledge transfer, we'll also provide you with all the details of our onboarding playbook, so you can see exactly how we run these different onboarding packs. And so, for example, this is the kind of summary of what customers get in our basics onboarding. They get slightly more in our standard and slightly more than that on the next one up as well. To help you as you get towards the end of that onboarding, and if you think you've completed the onboarding and you want to check that it has been successful and the customer's actively up and running, we do monitor usage stats from the customer so that we can check that they are fully onboarded and active customers. And we do also collect net promoter scores from customers, and we can share with you the aggregated net promoter scores for your customers and how that compares with average customers and things as well. But I thought I'd just show you quickly the kind of stats that we're able to provide of usage. So here's an example customer, and you can see over the last 3 months the amount of interactions they've been having. So this is basically records loaded and records created, and you can see this is a customer that's been using the system for a while, so a fairly flat usage. That all looks pretty good, but for a new customer, you would hopefully see that over the 3 months during onboarding and then shortly thereafter, the amount of usage would be heading upwards. And you can also see a breakdown of which users are using it the most. And I can see that there are 8 active users in this account, and 7 of those users are involved in using leads and opportunities, 7 are doing quotes, 7 are processing sales orders, 7 are logging customer service problems. Only 1 of those is using campaigns, which is fairly typical, 1 marketing person maybe, and then 8 of those users are running reports, and 5 are using it to send out templated documents. So, that's pretty healthy usage. If a customer got to that shortly after the onboarding, we'd know that they were fully up and running and everybody ready to go. So we'll share all that information with you as part of getting up to speed on those first 2 to 4 onboarding sessions. So let me just hand over to Louise for the promotion.
Okay, thanks, Andrew, for all of that. So as Andrew mentioned during the detail of that webinar, we are also running a promotion just to kind of help everyone get started. And this will be for every integrated free trialist that you sign up or bring to us. So that's $50 Australian, New Zealand dollars of Amazon gift vouchers. And it would be basically an e-card that we send directly to your email. And this will actually be for up to maximum of 10 integrated demos, so not just 1, so a maximum of 10 that you could actually earn. Just to kind of remind you, they are just for the recommended yes customers that you sign up for an integrated free trial, which would be Unleash and Xero for the moment. We'll come back and look at other integrations as and when, but this would be also a completed joint demo with us and the team to earn those vouchers. And this is going to be running until the end of the 23rd of December, so just in time for Christmas, and get all your vouchers in time for that. So that's up to, you could be earning up to 500 Amazon gift cards, dollars, vouchers, and just in time for Christmas. So on that end, that brings us to the end of the webinar. I hope you all enjoyed listening, and thank you very much for joining us. We will be sending out an email shortly, as Andy mentioned, with your referral code on it, but also some important links from the webinar, and also a recording of this webinar as well. So there's quite a lot of detail to take into account. So we'll be sending that out shortly, but I'm sure we'll speak to you if you have any direct questions, please let us know. And again, thank you very much for your time.